All right, hello, I am back. This is a very late start, about 30 minutes late. I had to go pick up my sister from the airport, so we're running a little late today. So I just want to do like a recap of what happened last night. Okay, well, let's talk about what happened in the afternoon. So I was talking to my brother, and I was all like, I've been trading on the micros and stuff, and blah blah blah, and I realize we both have separate issues. My issue is my psychology, so I just don't like risking anything. And so I never make any money. And then he makes a bunch of money because he doesn't have a psychology problem, but then, um, yeah, then he loses it all due to poor risk management, I believe. So, since I have good risk management, I thought to myself, I just need to go in with more size and be confident. So yesterday, this is exactly what happened. This pink line, I drew this yesterday. That's where I entered. You can see I made $10, but we'll see why. So basically, this is what happened, okay? So right here, this was around 7. Yep. So this is when I entered. So I entered, um, I think it was on this candle. It was either this candle or that candle. One second, let me just throw this on so we can see where I entered exactly. So show chart executions and save. Now go back. Oh man. Let's just scratch this all up so we can see. Okay, so here's exactly where I entered and exactly where I got taken out. So I entered on this candle and I entered right on that pink line at 32.25. And then it dropped down. I was like, yes, and so I had my stop loss, right? I had my stop loss at one tick below break even. So it would have been a $5 profit, right? So it spiked up so fast. It was like, boom, it spiked up, took me out. But if you notice, I actually got taken out of $10 instead of 5. So it took me out 10 instead of 5. If I hadn't moved my stop loss, right? If I hadn't moved it because it was up here, right? If I hadn't moved it to break even, I would be fine. But I moved it to break even just a little bit, just to give me just a little bit, just in case it decided, because this was an undecided area. And if we look over here, exactly where it was right. Where was it? Yeah, it was right here. That's this move. So I entered because of this. I entered because of this. I entered, and my stop loss was here, and I was back, and I was in the process of moving my take profit down to where VWAP was. So I was trying to figure out, okay, where's VWAP? I need to move my take profit down there. In the process of doing that, it spiked up just barely. Look at that. That's where I entered, and this is where it spiked, right? So it spiked up and it hit it because it hit 32.25, but not even quite on the line, right? But that's 32.25, and if I had put it at 32.50, would have been fine, right? But I put it at 30 because if I would have, no, actually, yeah, that's where I entered 32.25, which means that my stop loss would have been at 32 exactly. So my stop loss was here. It came up just enough to take me out. Boom, spiked, actually took me out at 31.75 instead of where my stop loss was, because it happened so fast, and then it just boom, it just plummeted, and I'm just like, wow, 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 wow. And I mean, it wasn't a ton, it wasn't a huge move, but in all honesty, right, if you entered here and you took profit down here, at least you could have got 100 ticks out of that with one contract. That's $500 that I missed out on because why? Because I tightened my stop, I my risk management prevents me from losing money, but it also prevents me from making money, and that's one thing that I've struggled with. So, that's kind of a recap and a breakdown of what happened last night. How was it 6? Yeah, it's already 6:30. Mm, okay. So, Gosh. So that's what we're yeah, that's what we're looking at. Um with this, I did switch back to the regulars. And then I threw something else on my chart because I was watching some videos. Oh, we're getting an overpass signal. Um, yeah, I was watching some videos last night, like super late last night, about about the smooth Heiken-Ashi, and I was trying to do some back testing to see like, hey, you know, how accurate is this, right? Like how accurate is this? So I put it on my other chart, but it's not on this one. So I don't think it'll let me add something else to my chart. Let's try it. Okay. Smooth. Yeah, there's a couple of them. There's this one. Yeah, I've seen people using this one. I think it's honestly all the same stuff. TBH. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. Um, the benefit to adding this on where it shows it on the chart next, because one thing I was seeing is like I have traded with Heiken-Ashi candles, right? And it is a lot smoother to trade, but at the same time, oh yeah, so yeah, it is a lot smoother to trade. However, um, it also gives a lot of late signals and it's just not that, I don't know, smooth. So when I saw this one, I was like, this seems pretty nice, you know? Like you just do this and I can incorporate this into what I'm already doing, right? Because if we haven't oversold, and then we're bouncing off of here, right? I could buy here, but then if this, flips over to buy, I can stay in this trade until it starts to turn back over, which it did about here. So that's one way to use it. And then, we get an overbought up here, right? So we could sell here, and as long as this is staying within this channel, when it flips over, we know, okay, now we're in a downtrend until, it flips back over here. Because here, like, for example, if I saw that, I might be like, okay, we're still probably gonna get out. But see, I've seen people do it differently. And I want to remove some things from my chart so I can add some more things. So I want to do that one. And then I also want to see this one, because this is the one I've been seeing people. Ah, man, it's not letting me. Yeah, for some reason, every once in a while, it's like, you know what? You have too many things on your chart. So remove that one. Save this. Technically I do have 5, but if I turn off one of them, it should let me. Oof. Okay, let's try this again. Smooth. This one. Okay, there we go. Where is it? It's not on the chart. It's not on the chart. Let's mute. Okay, so they're the same. Look at that. Same info, just looks different. I kind of like that one better. I kind of like looking at this one. Hey, Zazio. What you doing, buddy? Yeah, I kind of like looking at this one just a little bit better. It just looks it looks better for some odd reason. Um, Pop. Yeah, he's all like, "Well, you woke me up, drug me to the airport, and now you're on your computer." Hey buddy, do you want this overall? What was I doing? Okay. Yes. So this might be better in slower markets when there is less volatility and less yeah. But yeah, for example, right here, you can kind of see, okay, this is slowing down. You could buy here, and then when it flips back up, it's a good indication that the trend is strong. Here we get that over, you get that overbought. So we get this overbought here, and this is still building. This is still, um, but it's losing, right? And so you could, for example, you could try to buy here and set your stop above this, right? And that would work as well. Um, and as long as it's pink, stay in the trade, stay in the trade. The only thing that's gonna be confusing is these are white and those are white. Dang it, I gotta go change my chart colors, or I use this one and not this one. I don't know, I don't like whatever colors are happening here. Okay, let's see if we can make this look a little cleaner. Let's get rid of this one, this version. It's the same thing, it just looks different. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna change some colors because I like using the blue and the white. So either I can change this. Hmm. Aha. And also, if you use this on a higher time frame, for example, the 5 minute. Okay, this is looking a little better. I wish I could get rid of the wicks. Okay, that's a lot cleaner. That is so much cleaner. With all of the wicks, it's kind of hard to see what's going on. But you get rid of them and it's like, oh, this looks nice. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is on the 5 minute. Which if I'm gonna use the five, I don't really trade on the 5 minute, although maybe I should trade on a higher time frame. That was another thing I considered doing, was trading on a higher time frame to to cut out a lot of the noise. But my strategy is based off of the 1 minute, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that because then I'd have to change these values. Because people say I use 20 and 20. They said I use that if it's a bigger time frame and you're looking at trying to take longer term trades, then using that is better. Because if you notice, right, we get that overbought, which you couldn't buy there, but then you could buy, for example, sorry, sell here, but you could sell here once it pulls up here and it's red, or you could even sell here when it pulls up, or here when it pulls up. And then sure, you don't get that entire move from when it was overbought up here, but you're still getting some of it. And if you're getting more accurate entries, then you can also go in a little bit more size. But I don't know. I don't know about using that 5 minute because it's a lot. It's a lot. Um see here to here. Yeah. So for example, you got overbought here, and there. And where's my, for some reason, some of the times my charts, part of my chart likes to disappear. Like my indicators like to disappear because I'm getting these. I know it's on my chart. It's not there. Like physically, it's not there. Like the MACD, for example. Where is it? It's on my chart. I just added another one, and then this one shows up. I don't know why it does that. It's so weird. Um, Also, I feel like those colors have changed. Did they always used to be blue and yellow like that? I thought they were like blue and orange. Hmm. Okay, there we go. See here, boom, boom, divergence, sold. And then, see, you never really, when you're on this, it's when you change it, you don't get those pullbacks exactly. Um, Here you kind of do, like you got one there, there. Um, Here you don't. Here you don't. Here, yeah, here you kind of do. You get that one, that. And then here you kind of get one, but then it just flips back over. Mm. And then let's see what 5 looks like out here. Oh, so that just kind of makes that really difficult. So, um, I guess maybe if you were scalping or something, this might be useful, but I don't see the use in that. It's just too messy. Let's go back up to 10. Let's see what we got. Still buying higher. This would have been a nice pullback to continue buying. This is a pullback to continue buying. See, because after you get one of these signals, it should kind of determine the next direction. For example, here you should have bought right here. That would have been a buy. But let's say for whatever reason, let's say you said, oh, well, this isn't divergence, so I don't really want to buy. Okay, that makes sense. Let's technically look at this up. Just look at this. So let's say you said, okay, this isn't divergence. I'm not going to buy here. Then we have this and it flips back over and it looks like it's gonna sell because we came back off of VWAP. So I guess by removing or making it more, what's the word? By making it more, I can't think of the word, but yeah, I guess if you um increase is it the ATR? If you increase that, then you're gonna weed out a lot of this fake stuff that's happening, which is good, but then also more late entries, exactly, especially on this lower time frame. We'll have to test that, and I might end up back testing that this weekend. Let's see. Because if we're still using this, right, we're not using just this, but we're using this as well. So this is indicating of buying back up. This is a good indication, right? And we come back and we hit VWAP, and then we just kind of, now we're in this middle range, right? Until finally we break above it and we sweep that and we come back down. That might be a good indication to buy right there. But again, this is all hindsight. When you're in the midst of it, it's going to be a lot harder to be like, should I buy here? It's going to be a lot more difficult. You know, for example, here we have an overbought. So you're like, okay, I'm sorry, we have an oversold. Okay. Oversold, sold down. So now it's like, okay, we're gonna buy back up to VWAP. So it buys back up, but once it gets there, it breaks through and it has this little rejection, and this flips to black, right? Um, and then we have this, and it's overbought, and it sells back down, but it doesn't really go. It doesn't, and it just keeps going back up. For example, you could buy there. Let me go back to yesterday because yesterday was a lot of spiking ridiculous candles and things. So let's see how that would look. And also it's Friday. Is it Friday? It is. So Friday, the market likes to move in one direction. So, well, sometimes either that or it just will chop and chop and chop. So this, for example, we got an overbought. Right? Let's go back to the beginning. So first, let's keep going back because there's 2 of them. So what was the last one? So the first one was here. So the first one was an overbought. and then it hit over sold, and then we came up, right, and we bought up, flipped to black. So you could have bought here. If you didn't buy there, you could have bought when it came above this, right? Or when it came back down to retest. So that one could have been a buy, that could have been a buy. Then we kind of flip back over because we keep hitting this, right? We sweep it, come back down, and you could have sold there, but again, still tough. You could have bought when it came back here, just according to the strategy that I saw on the internet. Okay, so you could have bought there, and then that swept that, and it came back down. So this is just a lot of sideways. If you just really look at it, it's a lot of sideways movement. See this? Yeah, and yesterday was a lot of wicks, a lot of sideways movement. So, here we have some sort of an uptrend. And then it kind of flips back down, right? Then we have some sort of an uptrendish, ish is the key word. But yeah, like on days when there's high, like at times when there's high volatility, it's hard to use that because it's too volatile, and this will react too much to all of this. Because if you change it, if you go here, you change it to 20 at the same, no, that's 29. If you change it to 20 at the same spot, right? Why did it look like it did not do anything? Hold up. Let's change it back to 10. Maybe it's just too high volatility. Okay, I did move it. Wow. Okay. I think it smoothed it, making it more of a straight line. Yeah, so came down. You can this is a lot of volatility, especially in the morning. So all of this was just kind of choppy. And then here we got an overbought, and we bought a sold back down to here, and then we bought back up, and we bought back up and up and up until finally it sold down to here. And then it bought back up again. See, because this is where I was buying, was right here. Like when I bought right there. So yeah, when I was buying like right here in that little area, and then it did actually flip, and so this could have meant that you hold it, because I think I got taken out around here somewhere, and this was a hold all the way right up until maybe here. You could have held it, and then it flipped back down. Trying to determine where is this most accurate, with what numbers. Why is my phone dinging so much? Oops. Okay, so let's go back to the chart as we're seeing it. Okay, so we have a little signal here to either sell down or to continue buying. What will it do? If I were to sell it, it would have to be right here, as close to the top as we can get it, because if we entered there, it would end up having a terrible stop loss. So yeah, so once it comes up to about where you'd want your stop loss, okay, maybe it's just gonna punch right through, or it's gonna sell. Let's see. Yeah, this is where you'd want to sell if it is going to sell. If it's not, then it's not. And again, this could be see, these candles are increasing in strength. It's like it's really looking like, and let me just check something. It's just, there's no divergence between here, 626 and 629, 638. There's no divergence there. It's, if anything, it's just increased in strength, meaning that it's not gonna, it probably, that was just a pullback to continue buying. Um, and maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that this is helpful because, you know, if you can determine when it's just a pullback to continue, because this is showing that it's pretty strong, and it hasn't weakened. This is like this MACD is showing that it is, that it hasn't weakened either. So it could just be, honestly, just be a pullback, um, to continue. If I put this on the chart, you know, we have this, you know, each time 76, 76, 75, 72. Yeah, this is not, yeah, that's why. So it could help. So this could very well be helpful in trying to weed out whether or not we're going to be continuing this trend, or whether we're actually going to be reversing or not, because this seems like it's getting stronger. This seems like it's getting stronger. And so, yeah, it doesn't look like it's, I mean, if it does turn around, it'll be a nice turnaround, but it just, there's no indication that it's getting weaker to the point where it should turn around, you know? Like, here, for example, we got this, it was getting stronger, and then we got this one, and you know, it's about the same. And then it kind of sold down and came back up, but as it came back up, this got extremely weak, right? So that's more of an indication that, okay, yeah, it is gonna sell from here. But that's the thing, right? You don't know how high something's gonna buy up before it decides to sell, and also you never know if it actually is going to sell, or it's just gonna keep buying, because there's that feeling of, oh, it's got to turn around, it's got to turn around, you know, because yeah, it's like, well, it can't, how long can it buy up? It's got to turn around. But that's the thing, the market doesn't have to do anything. Right? It can keep buying, it can sell, it can buy, it doesn't matter, right? The market doesn't care about what you think it should, or should not do. So you can't really base your trades based off of what you think the market should do. You just kind of have to go off of what it's telling you, and what it's telling me is that that this uptrend is pretty strong. So let's put on, where did that other stuff go? This one, I don't think it'll let me. Oh, it did. Wow, sometimes I get away with it. Okay. Let me just fix this, because this should be black, and then this should be white. Okay, and good. Right, and this could be the one that just flips around, but I'd like to see it come back up, retest, and also have like this decreasing momentum as well. And I don't see that yet. So, yeah, I'm not gonna do anything. Let's see how this reacts to our dynamic support zone. Let's see if we're looking to buy from here. Still selling. All right, and you can see how these are lost a lot of momentum. So this could be where we flip over to sell, and meaning that we probably are not going to come back up to here. But let's keep watching, see what happens. Hey, little buddy. So I was waiting for it to come up to here, which it did, but I was hoping it would try to sweep this because I've seen it sweep a number of times. Um, because this makes sense for be a place because if people were trying to get in here, I thought it would make sense for it to try to sweep that, but it ended up dropping. It's all good, folks. If we start losing momentum as we come down here, you can kind of see momentum here as well. Yeah, it's lost a considerable amount of momentum. It's kind of the same thing as right here. Again, I'm still expecting it to sweep higher because even though we're coming up and we're right here and we swept that one, it doesn't matter. Like, there's all of this for it to potentially sweep. She spiked up enough to, but not quite, especially if you look on here. Again, I'm looking for it to come up here. before I would consider selling. Okay, there we go. I said before I would consider selling. That is the sweep that I was looking for. But look at how we've lost selling momentum. We've lost it here as well. Either that's an excellent place to sell from, an excellent pullback to sell, or it is gonna just keep buying back up because we lost that momentum as we came down towards VWAP. And this could be just us turning away from it, just doing a complete zoop. Was that a 360, 180? I don't know. Complete turnaround. Yeah, I'm not gonna gamble on that because I'm coming back down as we created a black one of these. Yeah, I'm still basing everything off of hmm? All right, 1 second. Okay. Um, but yeah, no, so I'm still basing it off of these overbought and oversold back to VWAP, and that hasn't changed. The only reason why I look at this is for trend continuation, because like I said, overbought oversold works when you're looking for a reversal, but if the trend is continuing, right, then it's not gonna help, not gonna do anything. So what can we use this for to help determine trend continuation? So for example, if you're getting, for example, an overbought here, but we're in a strong trend up, that just might be a slight pullback. And it was, so was that, and even that, but this one was the final reversal. And you could see that as we started to come down and cross this again, and this flipped over, and that's like, okay. And yeah, and then we have this right here. So again, I'm still basing everything off of overbought, oversold, but looking at this as far as momentum, as we came down, we lost a lot of momentum on this histogram. We lost momentum as we kind of started to swoop back up on the MACD line, and the histogram turned green, and then we had this. So, and we never got an oversold as we came down. It just lost momentum. It never was oversold. So, and we are above VWAP. So this is indicating, I don't know, we could start trading in a range here, and we have about 28 minutes before, yeah, 28 minutes before pre-market happens. So, I'm just gonna let this one sit, and yeah, I will come back to this. I don't know because I didn't set up a stream for my all day, so this might end up being my all day stream that I do that. And basically I'll do an all day stream um until it hits about well, maybe until I take a trade. It'll be an all day stream until I take a trade, um and then that's when I'll end it. So we're coming back. We're right back to this. So this could be our pullback to turnover, or we're just gonna chop. Let's see what we do. Again, when we start getting more volatility, all of this stuff just kind of is useless. Exactly, because it's like, okay, it's just too much happening. So we're getting a lot of false signals, yeah, um, a lot of false signals happening. So, this looks like a decent area to buy from if we are indeed increasing momentum. Um, and after we lost momentum coming down here, but this could have just been one really big sweep of all of anybody who was entering here. This could have just been one big sweep. So, and then we just start plummeting back down. So again, nothing that I would gamble on. You know, it doesn't follow my strategy, my initial strategy of being that it must be overbought or it must be oversold and it must be going back to VWAP. It doesn't follow any of that. And the only thing that I'm seeing, and the only way this is helpful, is if we're already in some sort of a trend, like we're already in an uptrend, um, and we're getting these signals of these overbought, oversold, but we're in a strong trend. It could just be, you know, a slight pullback in that trend. So that's the reason why I feel like this is helpful. Because, for example, we're in a very strong trend, and this we were getting oversold signals, right? But this would have been well, we're already in this trend. Oversold, oversold, oversold. Now we're coming below, so you're thinking, okay, maybe it will buy it, but it never does. It never does. It keeps selling and selling and selling. And so finally, we have one down here, and this is, you know, a significant loss in momentum between the first few that we were getting, right? This one, first one that was below, actually, let's say the first one that was below VWAP to, you know, all the way over here. So this signifies that, you know, we have slowed down quite a bit. And then we've actually finally flipped over. We have this, you know, these tests. That would be a good place to buy at that point. If you weren't sure about this one, you could buy this one because all of these would have been false, you know. So this is for more confirmation of have we actually started to trend back up. And then when we, you know, get that overbought signal right below, are we actually starting a trend back down? This would say, yes, we are, but then this is more confirmation that we actually are, right? So it's just extra confirmation if you don't take that first one, especially when it's chopping and doing all that. So, and this, we're not getting any overbought, any oversold, nothing to indicate to enter here. This would have been an entry, but you know, there was not a whole lot of loss of momentum for that. And then we actually did come back down, but it was a pretty weak downtrend, and now it's just kind of chopping sideways. So there's really nothing here. I am going to step away, but I will be, yeah, I will be back. And I do have alerts on my phone, so if I get, you know, get those signals, I'll come back in. Again, I'm not trying to, I don't want to change the whole strategy, right? The whole strategy is not changing. It's just, you know, something to help deter, you know, because again, if we're having a bunch of these overbought, right? How do we know that we're actually turning around? We actually know from this when the trend actually turns around. And even on this histogram, we actually started turning around here. So that was also a good indication, right? That right here, when we got that overbought, we also got, you know, red on that histogram, and then we started selling, and then this was another confirmation if you were already in, you know, or for example here we were oversold, but then we were oversold again, and then it wasn't until the histogram turned green about right there where it actually, you know, we could say, okay, we're buying up. And then this was another confirmation that it's buying up. Here's another one. We're getting overbought here and overbought there and even an overbought here, but it wasn't until this second one where it came back up again and it was sweeping this buy side liquidity that it actually did sell down when the histogram was already red. And then this was just another confirmation that it was indeed selling. And then same thing, let's say same thing with this one, right? We're buying up, right? So we got oversold, and then we got another oversold, and we were oversold here, but this histogram was losing momentum, and then it finally turned green on this big candle, But there was no really great places to enter unless you got in on like maybe that little baby pullback that happened. And then we got an overbought when it was still green, another overbought while it was still green, another touch. But at this point, when it was came back up, the histogram turned red down here. And then we also, as we started to sell, this was extra confirmation that it was selling. So, oh, it's selling again. So that I see. I said I was looking for that sweep, but then it's confusing, and I wasn't. It doesn't matter. So because I know like every time it thinks, okay, we looks like we came back up and we, retesting, I'm like, it's always gonna try to sweep higher, and it did exactly that. So I'm not mad. I was going back and analyzing this stuff. And if you want to see here, for example, we were getting that oversold and oversold here, and we kept touching, and then finally the histogram turned green on this candle, and it comes back up, comes back down again. Histogram still green. You can start buying here, buying back up to VWAP, or here, for example, we're oversold. I'm sorry, overbought. So we're looking to sell, right? And so we're getting all of these indications too. And this is where I actually, no, was this? Yeah, so was this the one where I actually sold? I'm not sure. I think it was because I think it was right there. So then we get these, right? So actually I did sell exactly, was it on this candle or this one? So right when the histogram would have turned red, and I actually didn't see this, but this is a good indication that okay, we're actually flipping over from this overbought zone. Let's go back in time a little bit more because we did buy up a lot. Okay, so here's another one. We're oversold, so we start buying back up, but we're still red. And then we flip to green here. So this, when we come back down, and we kind of flip to red again, and then we kind of flip to green as we're still buying down. This might be a good place to enter, and then this is just extra confirmation that we are starting some sort of an uptrend, and it's kind of a weak uptrend. I'm getting it oversold, nice, and it did end up selling all the way back down there, which is good, you know. But again, the place to sell would have been up here, honestly, up here, maybe even somewhere in here. Again, when you start getting into this territory, it gets a little choppy, it gets a little messy. So here's another one. So we sold down. Oof. So yeah, so here's one. So we're below VWAP. So look at all of these oversold signals, right? These are all oversold signals that we're getting that are actually they're just pullbacks to continue selling. Look at all of that, right? Look at all of that. And so if you notice, right, here we're getting like this oversold and then oversold and oversold, and we wouldn't be buying here. We oversold here. And then we get this right here. So you think, okay, maybe when it comes back down, and then we will buy, right? But when it does finally come back down to here, it's actually strong red now, right? So you can't really buy there. And then it's oversold again. And so you're like, okay, once it hits green and it comes back down to retest, we'll buy from there. So it turns green, but it's not coming back down here to retest, right? You could buy here, but and then when it finally does, it's red again, right? And then here we're oversold again, and then it comes back down. It never turns green. It never turns green. Here's one. So it's oversold. I'm like, okay, we're waiting for it to turn green. So here comes back down. This is green. So you might have bought somewhere in here, but then it flips to red, right? It flips to red rather quickly. This one flips to red. So this is all red, and then it flips green. So again, this is just more, I don't know. I feel like it's just more noise at this point. Because it's very choppy. This is why sometimes I'll change these values. I'll double them, double or triple them, because that way we're kind of, it filters out eh, a lot of the things that are happening that are not really happening, you know. So also sometimes I put it on 3, so this will be 36 and this will be 78. Okay, let's see what that looks like. So yeah, so what that looks like is just a little bit more. So all this is red, right? Never turns green, never turns green. And this is better because then it kind of smooths that out. It smooths out some of the false stuff that's happening when it's saying, oh, it's flipping around, but it's not, you know, this it never really does. It does come back down here, but we've lost so much buying. It does come back up here. Um, and then it finally flips back over on that big candle, comes back down, but then this flips as well. So that would be maybe a good indication to buy. I don't know. I'm just trying to see what we have, what we can work with here. Yes. But yeah, it looks like we came back down to VWAP, which is exactly what we wanted to do. Anyways, did we get an oversold? It said it we did, but we technically didn't. Because unless it draws the oversold line, it doesn't really count. So that's what I've noticed. All right. Well, I'm going to step away for a little bit, but I'll come back. All right, so it's like nothing major happened at 7:30. Still selling. Yeah, that's sad. Gosh. If you look at this, right? You got that signal there. Mm, yeah, I mean, it's still selling. We got this oversold right here. Um, but we still have a lot of selling momentum. It hasn't slowed down at all. So from between here and where it is currently, it's still building up momentum. So this is not a good spot to buy from right now, just because like this was right. So we had oversold, and boom, we shot up, and then it came back down really fast, and then we came off of this oversold, and then we sold through even more, right? So we might be losing a little bit of momentum, especially if you're looking at the MACD histogram, but on the MACD line, there's no real loss of momentum from where we are currently. I mean, technically, this is some sort of a choppy uptrend. If you mark out the lows, we're continuously creating higher lows. And so this is kind of um, our trend line right here. If we draw it from here to here. And so, we're right on that. We're right on that. So this is a good place for it to, decide whether it wants to keep selling. If we break through, come back up, and then sell back down, or if we're just gonna, dance around on this for a little bit. But market opens at 8:30, and it's what is it, 7:48. So we have a little bit of time. I kind of want to just chill for the rest, because for Friday, just because I want to get my mind right, um as far as what I'm going to be doing, um but I don't know. Yesterday I took a good trade. It just didn't play out as well as I had hoped. I took some other ones yesterday that were good, and just again they just didn't play out. But this, I'd like to see what we can do with this. um this is the Nikkei, the lovely, lovely Nikkei. Oh my gosh. I have beef with the Nikkei. Okay. Ugh. Let me try to throw this on. Hmm. 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 Yeah, I'm just looking at this. So we have oversold, right? Then we have divergence multiple times here, here. And then it just kept buying up. Now we're overbought, and it looks like we've come back up here. Oof, see the Nikkei makes me want to trade it. Makes me want to trade it. But again, you don't have that. I don't have that buffer that I need to trade the Nikkei in a way that is beneficial to myself. But we could just set it at the highs, you know, keep it minimum and just see what this does, because it's looking smooth, but again, it could do something like this and then sell, you know. I don't know. Supposed to be trying to be aggressive. Let's see. But yeah, this is probably gonna be my all day stream that I run, and then oh, see, it's still on the NQ. I was like, why is this moving so much? I don't know. I just want to see something here. Okay. Oh, what happened? Yeah, I just want to see something here. Again. Oh gosh. So that's 4 ticks. That's 100. What is that? That's $100. So yeah, I can just let this one sit. I just want to see what it's gonna do, but I won't be surprised if it just shot all the way up for no good reason. But yeah, well, let's just see what this one does, because you know, I like the Nikkei. It sometimes is my worst. It could be my best friend, and sometimes my worst enemy. Just, it's what it does. All the things you don't want it to. But yeah, I'll definitely be back on Monday. And as far as the NQ goes, I will wait. Looks like we're turning around potentially. We have that oversold, came back up. It's turning black. Lost momentum there. Looks like we could be buying here. Honestly, would like to see that come down again, but we'll see. Mm, 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 mm. Me free. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, 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 ooh. No harm on me. Yeah, I'll probably move into the living room to do actual work. And then I'll just focus on the NQ and just wait for my notifications that come in and then go from there. Set me free. Yeah, set me upon me. Yeah, set me free. Yeah, as you can see, the Nikkei is extremely slow, so to just be sitting in one spot for extremely long period of time. Because you notice like these are 3 minute candles, but they'll just like it'll just sit there. If price doesn't move, it'll just sit. But now it's moving up, so seems to be moving up quite quickly. And that's our stop loss in one tick. And it's all good. All right. Is there news? Yeah, one news set me free. 8:45 and 9. Oops, missed that right there. Boop, boop, boop. We found this out. Calls me home. He's mighty to save. He is mighty to save forever. Author of salvation. He rose and conquered the grave. Jesus conquered the grave. Yes, you find me on my fears and failures. In my life again. In my life to follow everything I believe in. Now I surrender. I surrender. Savior, He can move the mountains. Our God is mighty to save. He is mighty to save forever. Author of salvation, and rose and conquered the grave. Jesus conquered the grave. The whole world see, singing for the glory of the risen King. Jesus, shine your light and let the whole world see, singing for the glory of the risen King. Yeah, He can move the mountains. Our God is mighty to save. He is mighty to save. Author of salvation, He rose and conquered the grave. Let the whole world see, sing it for the glory, risen King. Jesus, shine your light and let the whole world see, sing it, the risen King. Gone, I've been set free. My God, my Savior has ransomed me. And like a flood, His mercy reigns. Love, amazing grace. Up, you want to go out? All right, so I saw this base right here. Um, right here and here, this retest. That's what I got in. That was a tight. I'm surprised it did not hit that stop. That was insane. And I always wish that I never don't move my stop, but at the same time, it's like, ugh, gosh. Hey, buddy. Hey, I'm getting better at entering. Okay, that's my biggest issue. I turned on some worship music. To if you are my soul, and for some reason, it calms me. It calms my nerves. Because otherwise, I'd be freaking out right now. But I'm not. Boop, hey, buddy. Song. All right, little pup wants to go out, and I have work to do because I didn't get a whole lot done yesterday. So I think we're gonna end this one. And yeah, Bubba, I'm coming. Don't even think of he's a